all the way down to the bottom floor. So,
damn.
Yeah, you lean in to grab something off a pallet, and if it's on the back part of it, and you can see all the way down. And with not being a big fan of heights, it's taking some getting used to. There's sometimes I catch myself like hesitating for a second.
Uh-huh.
But the big thing is, and it took a while to get used to this, you can actually feel the floor flex when the equipment goes by. So I mean, there's like steel supports they're about every 7 feet.
That's not cool.
And then there's like steel beams across the top of that, and then they pour the concrete on top of it. But yeah, you can just feel it flex a little bit. Like whenever something rolls by, usually when you're working, you don't feel it. But like if you have to stop to like fix something on your pallets, because most of the time we're doing them, we do 2 pallets at a time, and they're usually 7 foot apiece. So I mean, if you're just standing there trying to fix something, yeah, you can feel it when somebody's equipment rolls by.
Jeez.
That took some getting used to. I didn't like it.
Yeah, I bet. Because I'm in the same boat. The heights thing is I'm good.
Yeah, I counted all the stairs because there's no service elevator for people, only for the equipment. So you got to walk up there. If you're just counting the stairs themselves and not like the actual like each turn, like each level, it's 88 stairs, not including the steps that you take on each landing. And we got to do that, obviously going up the first time, then after the first break, the second break, and lunch. So doing that about 4 times, sometimes 5 times a day, if not more, depending on how many times I have to go down to the first level. And yeah, it's been a nice little workout.
What's going on, Candace?
Hello.
What's going on? Saw Sean pumped on, but
where'd you go?
I'm back on, but I don't have any video for you guys.
Okay. Wow. That was loud at first, but now it's okay.
Okay.
I'm yelling from way down here or up here. Forget where I am.
How cold did you say that warehouse is, Jay?
Depending on which part I'm in, it's between -10 and -20.
So for y'all, that's -23.
That's what it's supposed to be like this weekend.
To -28.
Yeah.
That's what it's supposed to be here. I think Monday or Tuesday, our low's like -10 without the wind chill.
Yeah. I think we're getting hit with this cold burst first, and then you guys, it's moving that way, I think.
Yeah.
We're supposed to get about 9 inches of snow tomorrow.
Yeah.
They were saying up to 2 feet for some places, so.
I think that's all south of us, right?
Yeah, that's all south.
Thankfully, yes.
Yeah, that's all south of us. We'll get, I hope we get a little bit. I'd like a little bit more.
Fuck that shit. I don't want it.
I'm just going to try reconnecting and see if I can get the video to work.
That's cool.
No, ever since I flipped my truck in the field about 6 years ago, I don't like driving on slow or slick or snowy shit anymore.
Oh, like that slush.
I don't blame you.
Crap. No, that stuff I hate. That stuff.
So, yeah, the snow can stay anywhere but here.
Just create a bubble around you. This little J bubble wherever you go. There's no snow.
I wish I could. But yeah, I get up at 2 to get ready for work. My work day usually starts at 4, and there's no second shift for our department, so it's just you're there until you're done. And I clocked out at 6 tonight, so it's been a nice little day.
That's good.
Oh, yeah.
I've had a very interesting day, which I will not go into while we are on the air.
That good, eh?
Understood.
Saving it for an after
Oh,
show.
all right.
Shit, I did an exit interview for my my tech job with Verizon, and they're like, well, why are you leaving, and would you ever consider coming back? And if you're taking another job, select one of the following. Did your pay go up like 1 to 3%, 5 to 7, 7 to 10, and or other? Mine went up. Mine went up 42%.
Jeez.
So, yeah, I started out at like $5.50 more an hour than what I was with Verizon, and I never had a raise the 2 years I was there.
That's ridiculous.
And we get one. I get one at 90 days, and then we get one at 6 months, and then every 6 months you get 50 cents up to at 2.5 years you get $1. That don't include the cost of living pay raises that they do, and they've done it 10 of the 12 years the facility's been open. We do quarterly bonuses for the whole facility, a yearly profit sharing bonus, and a weekly performance bonus. So if you're running over what your standard rate is, you can make up to 30% of your base pay. So,
damn, that's nice.
Yeah, if you make $20 an hour and you max out at the 30%, you're getting an extra $6 of every hour that you have logged in that week on your pay, or in that pay period on your paycheck. So,
and this is with Walmart?
Yeah. So,
good deal.
Yeah, it's a big change going from office work for the last 5 years to doing something where it's physical 100% of the day. It's like I wear my Apple Watch there in the freezer because I got so many. Like I got a liner glove that goes over it, and then I got my 2 sweaters, and then another pair of like wool gloves that go over it. So
I was gonna say, how well does it survive in that temperature? But it sounds like you've got it protected.
Oh yeah, it's really protected. Like my normal day before, whenever I was working with Verizon, just doing my normal stuff around the house, going to work, walking through the building, and like if I went to the store, I usually only walked about 3,000 to 5,000 steps a day. A slow day now is about 22,000.
What?
Nice.
So it's usually about 11 miles and 10 to 11 miles. And if I work on level 3, going up and down that, it usually says I climb about 18 flights of stairs a day.
Wow.
So
are you like just, I mean, granted, I know you're in a cold, condition, but are you just like losing weight or?
I've only been polling for 3 weeks now. And I've dropped 10 pounds since doing that.
I wouldn't doubt it.
But I can wear everything fucking just hurts. The feet, the ankles, the knees, my joints.
Not a man anymore, Jay.
Yeah,
well, Grandpa here, so.
Grandpa.
Yeah, and I'm going to be a grandpa again too. So.
What?
Oh, congratulations, bud.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, they haven't actually. You were the only people I've told. Because my son's like, don't really tell anybody. We're waiting until we get the ultrasound.
Right.
So you guys are actually the only ones that I've told. I haven't even told my parents yet.
Well, hopefully they're not watching the stream because we are live. So. But no one's watching right now anyway, so who cares?
Yeah. But yeah, my ex-wife, God, she's like told her family and her friends, and
of course,
it's like the part of don't tell anybody yet. Don't really sink in, but she is pretty thick, so and not in a good thick. So
is Anakin 2 or 3 now?
Anakin will be 3 this year.
Wow, already.
Yeah, and we haven't seen him in the last year, so.
Oh.
after my son and Anakin's mom split up, she basically hasn't let him see him since. She was bringing him back and forth. We were taking him back and forth for a few months, and then she just stopped. So we're gonna have to take her to court for that. But how my son just got married last month.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw that.
And she literally got pregnant like just a couple days after she got back from the Army. So actually, the way they're looking at like the date, how far along she is already, they're thinking that it was the night that she came back. So
imagine that.
Yeah, they didn't waste no time.
Oh, well, that's exciting.
That is exciting.
Woo!
Yeah, it's
Mine are about to turn 7 next month, and you have a grandkid.
I know. Logan just turned 15.
Let's see. My son will be 22.
Jeez.
My oldest daughter will be 18. Then my youngest will be 11, and with the 2 stepdaughters, the oldest one will be 11, and then Kenna, the little one, will be 3. So.
Aww.
She's a month younger than Anakin, and my youngest daughter and Tasha, my fiance's oldest daughter, were born the same day.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, well, I remember you saying that. That's cool.
Yeah, 5 hours apart.
So, jeez.
Makes birthdays easy to remember for me.
Oh, I bet.
In my old age.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And how old are you again, Jay?
I'll be 30. I'll be 39.
Yeah. Yeah, Sean.
You're creeping up there, but jeez.
How old are you, Sean?
Yeah, but I mean, I just think that all the shit that I've been through and the lack of sleep over the years, I think is just like
I will
damaged my memory.
I will vouch for that. You've definitely aged. If not, I'm not going to say physically because I don't want to judge anything like that. But mentally, yeah, you've been through the ringer and back, dude. You've definitely pulled a full more years than you normally would have.
Yeah, considering whenever we first started doing the podcast, I'd go through a whole 5-day work week and sleep 12 hours the whole week.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's
yeah,
not really.
I'm only sleeping about 4 hours now a day. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm clocking between 6.5 and 7, roughly every night. So, and actually, I feel okay doing that. I'm like, as long as I'm all right. But yeah, of course, on the weekends, it's like, no, let's try to clock in another 8, 9.
I'd usually be trying to get in bed about 9, but here recently it's been 10 or after, and then I have to be up at 2.
I can't.
You're not allowed to say anything.
I say
no.
Nothing. Shut my pie hole.
I'm going to turn off the 3D printer real quick and go grab something to drink, and then we can get started.
Sounds good. How's Sean?
Oh, not too bad. We just had a whole bunch of company here tonight. All the kids were playing Xbox, so this room is like so hot right now.
Ew.
I was talking to Chris tonight. He was picking up Nolan. He's already pre-ordered Anthem, so
okay.
Gotta get on that, right?
I'll see what I can do.
I'm gonna pre-order it this weekend, but that one in Division 2, he's all ready for it.
Division 2, I'll probably have to wait for, but I'll look in the Anthem. Is Anthem third person or no?
You might be able to do both. I'm not entirely sure. Mike would be the one to talk to. He played the beta.
Because I can do third person, but first person shooters I can't stand.
That's all I play.
Yeah, I get the sick feeling after.
Gets motion sickness.
Yeah, I just play basically Call of Duty, and I had the Division, and I end up selling it. I basically just gave it back to GameStop because I didn't want it.
Yeah.
really got into it. I like first person, and I don't mind third person.
I prefer third. I can play third person a lot longer.
Pretty sure Anthem is third.
Okay. I'll check it out.
I don't know. I got the Division and I was liking it, and then a few of my buddies were like really high level, so they're like, run with us for a little bit, and we can get you some shit and build your level up, pretty quick. But then whenever I wasn't playing with them, all the people that I was being put against, whenever it was just throwing me in the game, were so high powered. I couldn't kill them. I couldn't do anything to them, and so I just die every time.
The only time we really played it is when like my buddy Mike and we were playing it together. I don't think I played it that much, other than maybe running around the city to get the nav points. Yeah. That way we could zap to them a little faster. And then I just go on and then boogie like hell to a nav point. I'd skip all the missions, and then we'd go on later and be able to play it.
Yeah. See, and that's why I like Wildlands so much, because Wildlands, you're able to just go wherever, whenever, right? Like it's a...
I totally agree.
Yes, I know. You're right into this conversation.
Me too.
Absolutely.
Anywho.
I don't know. They need to bring out a new updated version of Left 4 Dead.
Hell to the yeah.
I love that fucking game.
But they haven't put out, and that company hasn't put out anything since Steam took off. They pretty much are just like, yeah, we're Steam now. So,
well, they got to realize, God, how much money would they make just putting out
the amount of money Microsoft would give them alone to do another one, to have it as an exclusive, would totally be worth
hell yeah,
totally worth it. Because Microsoft would be like, yes, we will pay you. We will pay you for an exclusive.
God, I remember me, you, Cy, and fucking Lewis.
We had a lot of fun on that game.
Yeah.
A lot of fun on it.
I don't think I ever played that one.
Left 4 Dead. Honestly, Left 4 Dead, the first one was the reason why I bought an Xbox, like a 360. I was like, this is the game I've always wanted. So that was like my justification as to why I really wanted one.
About wine for Halo 2?
I never got into Halo. I've barely played any Halo at all.
I beat the first two, but I think it was just more to play them. But I was never really... it was weird. I wanted to play them and beat them and see how it was, but I never really enjoyed them.
That was another fun one to play online and stuff like that. For co-op. The first two were good for co-op. Split screen.
See, Gears of War was fun because you could play online co-op, and that's what I liked.
Yeah, I liked Gears. I think I played all the way through Gears 1 and 2, and I owned Gears 3, and I don't think I ever played it.
Yeah.
I've got all of them, I think. I don't think I actually played more than an hour.
Well, we might have that conversation. There you go. It's lit up, yep.
Yeah, I've been contacting. I've made a stand for the Matrix now that I've got to start producing so I can get it out there. And then I've had people contact me about. At first, the guy said it was the Matrix of Chaos, but turns out that's actually something different. But I'm looking at doing a color scheme, basically the same thing, just different colors, and it's Nemesis Prime's Matrix. And cool. I've got several people who are interested in that, and I'm like, all right, cool. I can make some money doing that. So, and it's and I had to talk to this guy. I've been talking to this guy, the guy who did the first review, back and forth. And I'm like, well, what color would this be? Because I've been trying to find pictures of it and stuff online. And I think we pretty much settled on the outside major part, the handle part would be black. The part that's normally gold or orange would be purple. And then the core inside would be red. So I've got to find a somewhat translucent red filament that I can, put an LED behind and it'll light up somewhat. So I think that actually looked pretty badass. But yeah, one last thing. So I also had a couple people say, you still don't ship to Canada. And I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to figure this out.
Yeah.
So I sat down, figured it out, and it was going to be $25 for the Matrix and $25 to ship it. And I thought that's 5 to 6 days. That's not too bad. I know it's $50, but everyone already knows when you're shipping from the US, it's more money, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't think that's too bad. And then the guy immediately wrote me back and he goes, dude, I can't afford that. And I'm like, why? He's like, well, because of the exchange rate, it's actually $35 and the shipping would be $35. I'm like, yeah, $70. I make the thing and even I don't think it's worth that.
Give me a year and a half and I'll have a 3D printer myself.
Well, we may have to seriously talk about setting up a second shop, and you can run the shop for Canada.
And I have plans for your shop there, Sean. So it's okay.
Yeah, because he's not getting one anytime soon, so he's got to live vicariously through his friends.
Help me build it.
You could. Make
I
some
will.
Money. I'm just saying.
No worries. They'll be there to help.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and hit the intro, and we're going to get started. So, muting the mics, and what shows at 109? Okay, 3, 2. Welcome out to the Epically Geeky Show, episode number 109. I'm your host for the evening, Eugene Stevens. Tonight's opening question is, if you could go back in 2018 and give a movie that came out then a few more months, maybe even a year, to, let's say, bake a little bit longer, what movie, or I'll open it up, a TV show, whatever. What thing from 2018 would you have liked to have given more time and pushed it to 2019 because you think it would have done better? Sean.
Easy one. I'd go with Solo. I would have pushed it back, not done anything to the movie, just pushed it back because it was 5 months from Last Jedi. And it was going against Deadpool 2. And everyone knows that Star Wars movies come out around Christmas, December. They changed it all up. And I think it would have done a lot better if they moved back to December.
I'm going to go ahead and jump in because, yes, everything you just said, yes, I agree 110%. I talked to Jennifer. She wasn't able to make it tonight, but I talked to her last night at a trivia night. And pretty much same thing. She says everything exactly the same. So, Ray, what would be your answer be if I should, or do I have to ask?
Well, no, I figured you guys were going to go with Solo, so I'm picking Aquaman. And the reason why I'm picking Aquaman is because right when Aquaman was coming out, they had the whole announcement that Ben Affleck wasn't going to be Batman anymore. They had the whole loss of the Superman thing, and so. Because of that, and because I still feel like I enjoyed Aquaman in the way that it is what it is, but I think they could have just done a little bit better in some of the acting and maybe some of the writing. So if they had gone just a little bit longer, pushed it into the new year, I think they would have done better. And they could have given them time to figure out what they're doing with the whole Batman and Superman thing, and maybe they, could have put the new Superman in it, or whatever the case may be, if there's going to be a new Batman, and at least figure their shit out. But
yeah, no, I would agree. I still have not seen Aquaman. I've heard everyone I know who's seen it has either said they either liked it or they liked it a lot. I haven't heard anyone say they flat out disliked it yet, and I'm just like, so I would agree with that. I think maybe it just needed a little bit more time to bake. So, Chris, what would you have pushed back?
Nothing.
I
was, when Ray asked me that question, I'm racking my brain. I'm just like, no, I was pretty cool with everything that I saw this year, and it was good. I didn't really feel that passionate about something so much that it was like, oh, if only. It wasn't anything like that. So.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Joining us from a long hiatus is Jay. Jay, what would you push back?
I was going to go with Aquaman as well.
Okay.
I I really enjoyed the movie, but I think that they did Black Manta all wrong. I mean, I just didn't like I didn't like the guy that played him too well. He's a really, awesome bad guy. The suit and everything was done well, but it's like they just threw him in, had him blow up some shit, and that was pretty much it. And then we got that miserable teaser for a sequel at the end of the movie, but there's so much more to that character. They could have just brought him out, basically teased that he was going to be Manta, and that was it. And he could have been the main bad guy for the next movie. I mean, they really needed to flush that out a lot more, because King Orm was, an awesome bad guy, and they could have done a lot more with him as well if he would have just focused on him and him alone, and not did a half-assed job with Black Manta.
Yeah, it was. I agree. Again, some of the writing needed to be tweaked and
tightened up a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the fact they had 2 actors from Marvel Universe in there, at least 2.
Yeah, I know, right?
You had Punisher and you had a Goblin.
That's right.
So, that's funny how we're. It's like, are we? I know we're not running out of actors. I know we're not, but everyone's just kind of showing up everywhere now. So, well, tonight's episode we're talking about. Last week we talked about the things we enjoyed the most in 2018. This week we're talking about the things we're looking forward to the most in 2019. As with last week, I told everyone come up with a list. Needs be about 10 items long. Mine is closer to 15 or 18. So, and I think the majority of the other people on this show are kind of in the same boat. That being said, so it's probably going to be a situation where it's going to be like, yes, they said the thing, so I get to say the other thing. So, with that being said, would anyone like to go first? I'll go. I'll go, and I'll go ahead and take. There's probably 2 that's on everyone's list, and I'm gonna go ahead and just name one of them. Avengers Endgame.
Yep.
I mean, it's funny because, like I said, I talked to Jennifer last night. We actually were at a Star Wars trivia last night, which was a lot of fun. But we were talking with some other people, and I thought I was thinking about the wrong thing, but yeah, she did not care for Infinity War mainly because she's like, I know everyone's going to come back. It's just they put me through the ringer, and I'm okay with it. Like, I adored that movie. Like, yes, I know everyone's going to come back and it's going to undo some of the, but it doesn't matter. The stakes are so high. It's like, okay, well,
I'm excited for that movie because I need closure. I need it. I can't watch it. We watched it again. I'm like, this is not a movie that I can put on the background and just, I can't. It's too much. It's too much.
I'll and I'll start watching it, and she's like, no,
I can't.
You want to watch it again? No, I needed a happy movie.
Yeah, that's what today. He put on John Wick.
John Wick.
Yeah, the first one, and I'm like, yeah, no, this is way too violent. I can't. Can we watch something happy? And then what else did you put on?
I put mid-90s on it because I haven't watched it yet.
The opening scene is the older brother literally beating the shit out of his younger brother. I'm like, no, happy. Can't watch that.
Yeah, so I put on Fools Rush In.
Which was crazy.
That's a happy movie.
Yes.
Come on, Selma Hayek.
Back when Selma Hayek was extremely hot and not insane.
Yep.
So, because she went a little off the deep end. All right. With that said, we'll go ahead and move on. Ray, what is the first one on your list?
All right. Well, I'm going to get this one off my list pretty quickly because it's pretty much the only book that I know of that's coming out this year that I'm interested in. Pretty sure you said it was coming out this year. Magic 2.0 Book 6.
Yes, I believe it's coming out.
And I am excited, especially after talking with him. He didn't want to drop any hints or anything like that, thankfully. So
yes.
I'm really interested where he's going to go with this story. A couple of teasers that ended it up in the last book. So some new characters are going to be introduced, and yeah, so definitely interested in that one.
I'm like you. That was the one book on my list. Like,
we can have him back on.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris, what is what's the first thing on your list?
Okay, I'll go with one that I'm pretty sure nobody will have on their list.
Okay.
Downton Abbey movie, which comes out in September.
Ooh.
I'm so excited for it. I'm happy.
You're not the only one. I know a ton of people who are really excited about this.
I very much enjoy that drama, and I'm very excited to see because they've given nothing away. There's been no leaks. There's been no hints. The teaser trailer they put out gave nothing away. So I'm really excited to see where they pick it back up and how much time's left, if any. And and I'm hoping Maggie Smith's in it. Come on, Maggie.
She is. Pretty sure she was confirmed.
Yeah, but she needs to just be in it a lot.
So have the fans already started writing 15,000 fan fictions based on just the teaser trailer, like the Ghostbusters fans have? Because oh my God, I'm like, guys, just we're all excited. I understand, but settle down. Like, we have a year and a half, guys. Just settle down. So
yeah,
but. Yeah. Sean, what is the first one on your list?
Well, these are in no particular order, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. I'm going to go for one that I'm going to steal it. Spider-Man Far From Home. And that should help. That teaser should help you a little bit, Chris, because you had two characters that disappeared. And
I need to know why. I need to know how. There are a list of questions specifically needed to be answered. It's not enough.
I've seen some jackasses online that are like, you do realize that on his passport it doesn't actually say the year, so this could technically be. And I'm like, no, don't do that to people. He's coming back.
No.
Don't even.
Yes.
So, like this happened between Homecoming and Avengers. I was like, no, this is clearly after Avengers. So,
well, that's what I asked Ray. I'm like, did this happen before he went to space, essentially, and that's why it's called Far From Home? And no, he's like, no, this happens after. And I'm like, well, how does that happen?
Which is European.
Which, I'll be honest, I wasn't quite sure who old boy was, and I was like, oh, he's Mysterio. I wonder if we're gonna get the dome or not, because
that looked really good. But
and I have a theory
on the bad guy in it.
Oh, but is
he? That's the question. That I think is going to be interesting.
Another guy, he was supposed to be Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire took him.
Yeah, he was, but Jake Gyllenhaal had hurt his back really bad or something like that, so he couldn't do it.
Then Tobey did the same thing.
Yeah.
I think he would have made a great
Jake
Spider-Man.
would have been way better.
Oh, yeah.
Tobey was,
That's another topic
That's
for
a
another
whole
day.
other story.
That's a whole other story.
We could do a whole show on that.
Yeah, that was on my list as well. So thank you for getting that one. Jay, what's the first one on your list?
I gotta drop Toy Story 4.
Oh
Yep,
so
on my list. I'll be honest, I was not excited because I'm like, no, we're done. Like, I have no problem with the little Toy Story specials.
Yep.
That's fine. Y'all keep doing those. That's great. I don't need another full blown movie. But as soon as they announced it, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go see it. It's Toy Story.
Yeah, that's how I was. And McKenna, the little one, she's been on a Toy Story kick, so it's literally just watch 1, 2, and 3, then repeat again. And for Christmas, she got a full size Buzz Lightyear and Woody and a Rex. And Woody's hat actually has a sensor in it, so when you take it off his head, he'll say, "Oh, where's my hat?" Or
"Oh, that's awesome."
Can't be a cowboy without his hat. And then when you put it back on there, he's like, "See, there it is." And
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the full size Woody and Buzz that my boys have. When they stop playing with them, Christy's like, "Well, do we want to donate?" I'm like, "Oh no, Buzz and Woody are coming with me to my office, and they're sitting not on my desk, but on the separate desk. Buzz and Woody are there." I'm like, "Those are not leaving."
Well, that's going to be something that even when they get older, and their kids see Toy Story, they're probably going to want to be like, I used to have these old toys and wish I could find them, and you'll have them. I mean, shit, I catch myself doing that all the time.
Oh yeah. Damn it. You know what? I'm not going to say that one. I'm going to go ahead and jump into. I'm sure this will probably be on a couple other people's list. Lego Movie 2, the second piece. I can't wait.
Didn't make my list.
I cannot wait. I adored the Lego Movie. When I first went and watched it, I was like, okay, well, I'm literally about to watch an 1.5-hour commercial for this toy. And that's pretty much what this is going to be. And then I was like, oh my God, like this has got characters I care about, and it's got a story that I love, and why is this movie this good? Like, but yeah, I adore the Lego Movie. I still have not seen Lego Batman, and I've heard that is a crime that I have not seen that movie.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good. I have to admit, I'm a little worried about Lego number 2.
Really?
Yeah. The trailer just didn't sell me.
See, I'm interested to see where it goes. The trailer didn't completely hook me, but I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm still okay. So we'll
likely go see it for Quinn and Ro, but yeah, I don't know, man.
When I watched the trailer for the first time, it was with the kids and all that, and they were just killing themselves laughing. I think that was infectious.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's gonna really love this movie. I can't wait to go with the family.
Yeah,
that's why it was on my list.
Fair enough.
Good deal. Well, what's the next one on your list, Ray?
All right. Well, this is probably on other people's lists, so I'm going to do it. Game of Thrones, the last season. It's the last season, man. Like, how can you not get hyped for that? I know.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So it's the recent trailer came out with the 3 siblings, 3 Starks walking down the hallway, and this, the statues there. I'm really excited.
Yeah, every single list I looked up, biggest TV shows for 2018. That's every single one. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, that and each episode's supposed to be like 2 hours long or longer.
Really?
And yeah, and they said that it's going to be. Some of the reports that are coming out right now is they're like each one is like a little mini movie.
Oh.
So.
Wow.
I'm so in.
Yeah, that's why I'm liking the new job. I have every weekend off now, and yeah, I can just relax and watch Game of Thrones and not have to worry about being up at 2.
Good deal. Chris, what's the next one on your list?
Stranger Things season 3.
Yep.
Excited about that. I think Logan is way more excited about it than I am, but yeah. I am excited to see where they take it because it's been like 1.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So the kids are gonna look. You see pictures of them now. They look so much older. So
I think the second season was rushed a little bit. It seemed. Yeah. I liked the second season. Don't get me wrong. I liked the second season, but it felt like it needed a little bit more time and. Yeah. I'm glad they've taken this 1.5 years to get it, especially hopefully where it needs to be.
That middle episode was
like,
second to the end or third to the end. Yeah,
that was a terrible episode.
Yeah, but no, I'm excited to see where they're going to go, and if this is indeed the last season, or if they're going to do another one, because the Duffer Brothers never planned on it going any more than 2 seasons. So
yeah,
whether this is it or if they're going to do one more, but yeah. For that.
Yeah, depending on how it goes, and it wraps up. I definitely don't want to see it just keep going forever and go down the hill, but
you can't. Those kids are going to grow up, and then the stories, it's going to get old.
Yeah.
20 years later.
Yeah.
Now, if they even wanted to take a break, like I'd even be okay if they're like, "Hey, listen, this is all the story we have," and then like 5 years come back and be like, "We've got another story we want to tell, and it does take place with the kids when they're older." I'd be like, "Dude, that's awesome! Yes, let's do that."
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, Sean, what's the next one on your list?
I'm going to steal Star Wars Episode 9.
Yeah.
I know when it was going to hit.
Wait pretty much the whole year for it, but
yeah.
Yep.
See, and I'm still reserving my judgment of Last Jedi until I watch Episode 9. So.
Like Last Jedi.
I like it too. I liked it too, but I'm still curious as to where they're going to go with it.
I just hope they don't retcon a bunch of stuff. That's my biggest fear. And of all the things that they could retcon, the thing I just absolutely don't want them to retcon is I do not want Rey to be related to anybody. I love the fact that she is new. There's new blood into the story. I don't want her to be a Kenobi. I don't want her to be a Skywalker. I don't want her to be anything. I want her to be a nobody.
I think they pretty much established her history in Battlefront 2.
So
if you played it.
Right. What's her name? Yeah.
They imply it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I'll have to check. I'll have to ask my brother about that then. So
yeah, they basically imply her parentage through Battlefront 2.
Okay. Then I'll have to check that
They're
out.
going to keep everything together. They'll probably just leave it that way.
I hope so. So, Jay, what's the next one on your list?
I think I'll go with Captain Marvel.
Yep, on my list as well.
I mean...
Chris is... What was that face?
No, I feel nothing about Captain Marvel.
Okay.
Something different.
Oh, it looks badass. And I mean, I'm just interested to see how she's going to go into Endgame and...
Yes.
You know, with her powers and, you know, yeah, I guess no.
And the introduction of Skrulls, right? And where that whole thing, how that's going to shake out too, right? So.
Yeah, and they were just talking to Brie Larson about how strong, you know, Captain Marvel is, and they're like, yeah, it's going to be a whole new game for Thanos because he's never fought anybody as strong as her.
Nope.
So it's gonna. Yeah, I'm really excited for that one to see. You know, just because it all culminates with Endgame, and I'm super excited for that. So.
Yeah, I'm excited, and I love the fact that they're doing it as a period piece, specifically a period piece in the 80s.
Yeah,
Blockbuster scene, great.
And her cat right there. Goose.
Yeah.
You know what? The de-aging that they did for Coulson and Samuel L. Jackson, like, holy shit.
It's phenomenal.
To be fair, Samuel is 70 and he's not aged in like 30 years. So
and I agree with that too.
But if you look at the de-aging in that, and then you, like, we were talking about Aquaman, if you look at the de-aging in it, Marvel's just got their shit together so much more than DC Studios do. I mean, Nicole Kidman
they have it together better than Star Wars does too, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well,
I think they kind of piggybacked off Star Wars though. They took what they did with Star Wars and moved it and grew it, right? Like it's
well, I mean, they've done de-aging better than Star Wars ever has, in my opinion. Like going back to Civil War, like that was seeing Robert Downey Jr. walk out. It was just like, wow.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
And seeing in Aquaman, Nicole Kidman looked like she had Botox the entire time, or her face was kind of flat.
It's like that. That's just
no, it was like super bad this time, and like she just looked like kind of like all glossy too. It's just
classic.
Yeah,
you know what though? I wouldn't kick her out of bed. So
no.
Let's see. That was Jay's next one. My next one. Y'all have taken a lot of ones off my list, so I'm luckily going to be able to go through some of my extended list here. What number are we on? Is this number 3 or 4?
Let's just keep going.
You're the one running the show.
I don't remember because y'all have taken so many of them. Let's see. I said Endgame and I said Lego Movie. I think this is number 3. So I think this is starting round number 3. So, my next one on my list, because I think I'm able to get through all of them. Rick and Morty season 4. I love me some Rick and Morty, and I'm so glad that they finally signed a multi-season deal because these episodes are just genius to watch. Like they're so funny, they're so in depth. I can't wait for Rick and Morty to come back. So. It'll be interesting. Any other Rick and Morty people on here?
Oh yeah.
interested. I haven't watched a single season yet. I've watched a couple of brief episodes or, catching up. So I love the idea of it. I just haven't been able to get into it yet. So
it's batshit crazy, but it's so awesome.
Yeah, that's the same here. I've watched maybe a handful of episodes, and they're kind of just hit and miss here and there throughout different seasons. So, but from what I've seen, I really enjoy. So I'm gonna have to set through and watch them all in order.
I've got the first 2 there, Ray. If you need to borrow the seasons.
So borrowing a few DVDs from you there, bud. It was.
All right, Ray. What's the next one on your list?
Where am I gonna go next? I'm gonna go back to TV as well. I'm interested. Watchmen season 1. Curious as to where they're gonna go with this. They have a lot of potential. I don't know anything. Like there's very little that's been released. The trailer piqued my interest, so we'll see where it goes.
What did y'all think of the Watchmen movie?
I enjoyed the director's cut.
The director's cut definitely added a lot to it.
Yeah, I really
director's cut.
Sorry?
I don't think I've seen the director's cut.
It added like a good 40 minutes. Like it was.
Yeah, and a lot of it's like backstory on the original Owl, and it's like, wow, okay, so this like it's one of those things. It's like, I understand why y'all cut it for the theater the way you did, but man, y'all did cut out some story stuff that would have really been helpful.
I really enjoyed. Yeah, it's the director's cut that I really enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
Rorschach is such a fantastic, and the actor that portrayed him was amazing.
Yes.
So my high hopes for Rorschach in the new one was maybe too high, but
yeah.
They should have used that actor to play Carnage at the end of Venom, and not Woody Harrelson with the damn bozo wig on.
Woody Harrelson is going to be awesome.
It's going to be funny.
I don't think he necessarily will do bad in the part, but that wig was ridiculous, and the actor that played Rorschach, I think he would honestly do a lot better as far as the way Cletus Cassidy was in the comics.
Yeah. And I agree with you. That's something I said a long time ago in one of our episodes that we were talking about. That being said, it was brought to my attention that he's a lot older now. And yeah.
Well, they can borrow some de-aging stuff.
Yeah. Everybody could be de-aged. Come on.
True. I personally, I think the ending of the movie was better than the ending of the book.
I enjoyed
because to me it made more sense, but that's neither here nor there. So
yeah.
All right.
Another day.
Yeah, Chris, what's your next one on your list?
My next one is a concert. So there is this tour that's going to be starting. It's called the Mixtape Tour. And I'm going with my sister in June.
Tell them who's going to.
I'm getting to it. All right. Trust me. This was my.
I don't think you're prepared.
No. So
you're gonna be really amped up for it.
Shh. You're not going.
I know who it is. I've already heard. Christy's already told me.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to go. It was my sister's idea. We've never gone to a concert, just the two of us. So it's New Kids on the Block, Debbie Gibson, Tiffany, Salt and Pepper, and Naughty by Nature. And I'm very excited to go. It's gonna be like nostalgia overload.
Nice.
Absolutely, because I was in love with New Kids on the Block. I had all of their albums. I memorized all their songs, even their Christmas album I had. I had 3 out of the 5 dolls. I had the bedspread, posters in my room, like everything. I was in love with Joey McIntyre.
Very thankful I didn't know her in this stage.
I was 10. So I'm very, very excited to see that. But part of it is I'm going with my sister, so yeah.
Good deal. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it should be.
Very cool. Sean, what's the next one on your list?
I'm going to go with Alita, Battle Angel.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to this when they pushed the date back. It was originally supposed to be in 2018. Pushed it back to 2019, and it looks cool.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
I'm really interested in the entire story. What they've shown me already in the trailers, I'm game. Let's go. I wanted it out last year, but all right, gotta wait.
Yeah, it definitely looks interesting. Like I was like, ooh, what is this? What is this new craziness? So
yeah.
Jay, what's the next one on your list?
I'm gonna go with John Wick 3.
Yes.
I still have not seen part 2 yet.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I
You
know.
need to watch it.
The first one is so good.
Yeah, those are just wonderful movies. You can just sit there and relax and just watch them kill everyone and just yes.
That's the word I'd use. Intense would be the one I would pick.
Oh no, it's just a beautiful symphony of murder.
I knew you were going to say Symphony of Murder for some reason.
Yeah,
you know what though? It's such a creative and very interesting underworld that they've created in the story of that, and I am so in for learning more about that. So if they do another movie about the underworld and kind of how it began and all that, I'm good for that too. Like it was yeah.
And I mean, yeah, the John Wick movies are just wonderful, and if you're into guns and gunplay and stuff like that, just the training it took to handle it the way he does in the movies is just something to be commended. And I mean, just anytime I get frustrated with somebody, I'm like, I'm gonna John Wick your ass, and it's basically referring to just killing somebody with a pencil. And if I say that around my fiancée, she knows exactly what I'm wanting to do. So, but yes, I watched that trailer whenever it came up online. I was actually at work and watched it, and as soon as I got home, I showed her, and she's like, "Yep, we're going that Saturday. We can't go that night, but that Friday night, but we're going that Saturday. We're watching that shit."
Nice.
So, good old date night.
There you go. The next one on my list probably isn't on anyone else's list, but it's a TV show. I cannot wait for Castlevania season 3 on Netflix.
Yes,
I love this Castlevania series that's on Netflix. Not the last episode. The last episode kind of sets up things for the next season, but that second to last episode where it's setting up for that big battle, and when that music kicks in, I was just like, I got goosebumps. I was like, oh my god, this is everything everyone's ever wanted to see. If you've been a fan of Castlevania, this is great. So if you haven't watched, if you like Castlevania, if you've ever liked Castlevania, you've got to watch this on Netflix. It is
I just recently started watching that like a week or two ago, and I had heard it's dark and it's gory, and I'm like, for maybe a video game from the 80s,
Mm-hmm.
But then I watched that first episode, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is definitely something I can get into. So I started watching it, and oh yeah.
Wait till you get to season 2, dude.
I watched the first season. It was good, but I didn't get beyond that.
Watch the second season. Talks about the war that Dracula is wanting to wage on humanity, and there's a lot of scenes where it's him and his vampire generals, and they're like asking him, "Why are we doing this? Like, I know you're pissed that your wife got killed, but we're losing a lot of demons and vampires in this. Is this worth it? Is this war worth it?" And of course, he's having to step up and everything. And it's like seeing, you're seeing a general trying to run a war, but it's an unholy war with demons and stuff. So it's kind of a different spin on it. And then on the other hand, you've got the 3 heroes that are just like piddling around trying to figure out, well, how the hell are we going to kill Dracula? So, but no, it is really good. So, Ray, what's your next one?
Well, yeah, I got to go back to this one because I am really looking forward to this one. Mindhunter season 2
on my extended list.
Mindhunter, if you have not watched it yet, go watch it.
Yes,
it is fantastic. Set in the 70s, and they're doing this profiling and trying to figure out serial killers, and that's actually where they coined the term. And these two FBI agents. It's loosely based on that whole scenario. And season 2, I can't wait. This looks so good.
Yes, it was so good. Like, well, the funny thing is I thought for sure it was going to hook Christy, but for whatever reason, it didn't hook her, but it hooked me. Like, I tore through that series.
Well, and if you actually go and you look, somebody brilliantly put on the interviews that the FBI did with the killers and video of the actors portraying those killers, and they put them side by side. And man, did they nail those like the roles. They just, it's spooky how close of the job that they did. And yeah, really good show.
It is a very good show. Chris, what's your next one?
It's a cop-out, but I'm just really excited for the rest of the season of The Good Place.
Nope, it's on my list too.
Season 3 of The Good Place, we're all caught up. My dad was over at the beginning of the week, and he'd never seen it before, and so we played him, because the first 2 seasons are on Netflix, so we played him the first few episodes.
He burned through 6.
He didn't want to watch at the beginning because we were trying to pitch it to him, and you can only go so far, right, before you ruin it. And
he's like, I don't know, we're gonna put it on anyway.
We'll put it on, Dad. It's really smart. It's funny. And
after 2 episodes, he's like, yeah, we can keep watching this.
Yeah, we can keep watching this. It's fine.
So we're getting ready for bed. He's like, no, I gotta watch one more.
I gotta finish this episode.
So we put it on for him. He's like, all right, thanks.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's so cool and creative, and I just really like the idea.
Hands down, the smartest sitcom on TV right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Not
even trying. That's the best one. Yep.
That's true. Sean, what's your next one?
I'm gonna go with Shazam. Probably
almost made my list.
The best DC movie coming out.
That almost made my list. I'm like you. It's not like it looks like awesome. It just looks like it's fun, and I'm like, I'm okay with a fun superhero movie, guys.
DC needs a win. They almost had it with Aquaman. Wonder Woman wasn't, like, everyone was so hyped about Wonder Woman, and I was like, it's okay.
See, I really enjoyed Wonder Woman. I thought that's probably their best movie as far as I'm concerned.
Well, yeah, it probably was, but it didn't make it that great. So I'm hoping Shazam is their breakout hit. I don't think it will be, but I'm hoping.
Yeah, here's hoping. I've lost my faith in DC just because of, they can't seem to hold on to their actors, and just with everything that's going on with them.
The expectations low, and the movie should be good.
There you go.
Fair enough.
They don't have a Kevin Feige taking charge of everything.
That's true.
And from every movie that's made from DC that you hear bitching and complaining about, there's always stories that come along that they are trying to, instead of letting the director, create his vision and take it where he wants to, like they do with Marvel, they're always trying to butt in and do this and do that, and I think that's where they're fucking up.
I agree with that assessment.
Yeah, totally agree.
I mean, just get somebody to control the whole damn thing. Because they got a big enough universe. They could do, they could do some awesome fucking storylines like Marvel's doing, and expand it out over a decade.
The whole Flash event, right? Where Flashpoint could be such an amazing movie. Look at the whole Lantern Corps. They could do some amazing stuff with the light.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, they're just gonna keep fucking it up, and
we gotta catch up.
And at the DC, their television series are top notch.
Yeah, they're doing fun.
The way they're mingling those, they've got that down pat, but they're not bringing those into the movie universe.
Yeah, Titans. From what I've only got to see one episode so far, and that was pretty badass.
Oh,
and
they're two of them.
Yeah,
their DC animated movies are always fucking top notch.
That's what kills me is their DC animated stuff. You're right, is so good. It's like, just take whatever the next one you're going to animate, just make it live action. That's literally all you have to do.
Yeah.
Draw it out, tell the actor, do this. And that's it.
Whoever's controlling your animated, tell them to stop. We're going to give you real people. Mm-hmm. Just do what you're doing.
Yeah.
Absolutely agree. Jay, what's your next one?
I think my next one is going to be Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
Yes.
That was on mine.
I still have not seen King Kong. I heard it was good. But I loved that Godzilla that we got just a few years ago, and this new one looks so good.
Yeah, that's just going to be...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's just going to be a massive movie of, just a whole bunch of fuckery. You can just tell. There's too many big creatures out there just destroying shit. It's just going to be... Everything's just fucked in that movie, and it looks awesome.
Yeah, it does.
I am interested in that one. King Kong I enjoyed. This one should be good. We'll see where it all goes. I'm glad they're making it as on an epic scale that they're making it, right? That where it has to be. So, no.
Yeah, absolutely. My next one is also probably not on anyone's list. I've had so much fun the last week or so playing Mario Party with the boys, and then we've started playing Smash Brothers. That's been a ton of fun. I have wanted to introduce them to this game, but I don't have it on my back from when it was on the GameCube. But Luigi's Mansion 3. It's Super Mario Brothers and basically Ghostbusters. I know it's only going to be one player, but we're going to have so much fun playing this damn game. So I'm excited for it.
It looks fun, and I think Quinn would get into it. See what happens, but
I'm definitely gonna have to get that one when it comes out. Like I said, I had it on the Switch, or not on the Switch, on the GameCube, and I guess I sold it for whatever reason because I'm an idiot. And they still want like $60 and $70 for this game, and I'm just like my partner at work has a copy of Mario Kart Double Dash, and I'm like, you better hold on to that shit. Because they want like 70 and 80. They want more for it now than when it first came out.
Yep.
So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to Luigi's Mansion 3. So, Ray, what's your next one? Moving on to round 5.
All right, I am trying to put my faith into this one. Right. I know this is.
Babe. Get it out. Let it go. Get it out.
Terminator.
Oh,
yes. There's coming out.
The pedigree that they've told us thus far. Okay.
James Cameron is back on board.
Yep.
Linda Hamilton.
Yep.
And they are kiboshing everything that's come out after T2. This is a sequel to T2. They're continuing with that storyline. I'm in.
Yep.
Yep.
They need to nail this one.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, so that's the next on my list. It's more because James Cameron's back into it, and again because they said let's kill everything we've done and let's reboot this thing, and I'm okay with that.
That's something that we're getting from these horror movies that I think Hollywood is like starting to figure out, like, because a lot of these horror movies are like, yeah, we're just going to wipe everything after, say, the first one or second one. And everyone has been fine with it. Like, there's no one who's there are people who are like, oh, well, maybe if they just do a nod to this one little thing in the third one that I liked, but the rest of the movie was garbage. I just like this one little thing. And they've kind of been doing that for some of these things like Halloween and stuff like that. And the fans have been eating it up. They're like, no, I'm totally down for nuking the rest of the series and starting fresh. So... yeah, this is one of those series that I would like to see. I'm okay with that. There were a couple of them that have come out that I thought part of them were okay, but overall, yeah, we had one 2, and then everything else has just been yeah.
Yeah, I got Halloween actually on my way home tonight. I don't think I'll stay awake and watch it, but yeah, I got to watch that. But I think that one was, I can't remember if they said it's a direct sequel to number 2.
It's a direct sequel to number 1.
Okay.
And so the funny thing is they're already talking about making a sequel, which would be Halloween 2. So they're like, wait a minute, if the first one was Halloween and this one is Halloween and then the next one's Halloween 2, wouldn't that technically make it Halloween 3? And then like your brain just explodes. So,
but
what are you doing?
Everything that I heard as far as reviews, it got high praise as being fucking amazing. So
I do want to watch it, but somebody doesn't like scary movies. So.
Nope.
Good deal. Chris, what is your next one?
Hellboy.
Yep.
Hellboy. Interesting.
I really like Hellboy. I really like the series. We have 2 original comic books.
Yeah, we met him.
Mike Mignola signed. But I really like Ron Perlman's version of Hellboy, and I really like David Harbour. So I'm really interested to see. I know this is going to be grittier. It's rated R. The kids can't see it. They're a little bummed about that. But I'm just excited to see where they're going to take the story and what they do with it.
I still have faith that it was just a bad trailer.
I
know.
want to see Hellboy. I want to see more of it. Yeah. I like the whole universe that Mike Mignola has created. Yeah. So I think I just want to see more of it. And I really like David Harbour. I think he's great.
When they announced him, I was like, who is this guy? And I was like, that guy. I was like, that could be good.
The first picture they released of him as Hellboy, I was like, oh, that's when it got me, because I was pissed that they didn't bring Perlman back, but seeing him in the full getup is like,
Perlman was like, I'm done. Yeah. Perlman's in his 60s, and it was
Perlman did want a third movie. It just never got made.
It never got made, and he's like, I'm too old for this shit. Essentially, is what he's like. I'm just old. I can't do this. What's required of Hellboy, I can't physically do anymore.
But he was fantastic as Hellboy.
Hellboy, yeah.
I want to see him do a cameo.
Oh yeah, I hope he has a cameo and that was one of the things I was going to say. I love seeing these actors that are like, he's a perfect example. He loves the character obviously, but he's like, I can't do it anymore, and he obviously is enthusiastic about seeing it continue on because he does love the character. So,
like Hulk, when what's his name showed up in Hulk?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
When he was in, that was a good little
bodyguard.
Yeah.
Let's see. That was Chris's. Sean's. What's your next one?
I think the other ones are pretty safe. So this was the top of my list, and this, if it was ranked, this is the one I'm looking forward to the most. The Untitled Picard series.
Yes.
Yes.
He could be sitting at a table for an hour going over accounting.
I'm in.
Still number 1 on my list.
Dude, it's not number 1 on my list, but that is what is going to get me to pay for CBS All Access. Like that, everything else that they've done, some of it sounds interesting. Like I said, the new Star Trek sounds interesting. But when I heard, Captain Picard's coming back, I'm like, done. Take my money.
I can't wait.
Yeah. And it's Patrick Stewart.
Exactly.
He's just this wonderful nugget of a human being. I can't wait.
Yes, he is.
What sold me the most was his emotion when he was making the announcement.
Yeah.
His emotion when he was making it. We're gonna go back to this character, and because I remember, he would do interviews before, and he's like, that character's done, and now to see that he wants to go back to it, I think that's really cool. So
my kids were freaking out when I told them. They were like,
hey, I was told no.
Jay, what's your next one on your list?
Well, mine is, and I don't know if any of you have seen it, is Big Mouth.
Yes.
3.
Yes. No, we freaking love the Canadians. Got me stuck on Big Mouth, and I fucking love it.
You're welcome.
Yes, that fucking. I was looking for something to watch that was new, and I was like, this seems like it might be funny. and I just turned it on to that first episode, and I was like, yeah. I like this. So I binge watched it and watched the first 2 seasons. I think on my days off over 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I just fucking love that show. It's hilarious, and it actually brings to light a lot of touchy subjects of being like, going through puberty, being around that age, and it's like, yeah, they're pretty much just saying the way it is, just doing it really fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
so honest.
It's wonderfully honest.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, I know that's been confirmed to come out this year, so I'm really looking forward to that one.
Good.
All right, I've got 5 more left on my list. We're at the number 6, so there's only. Oh no, I'll be able to get to them all. All right, so I'm good. So let's see here. So the next one on my list, just really quick. I'm sure it's not on anyone else's list. Yoshi's Crafting World. It's another 4-player game coming out for the Switch. That's one of the main reasons I want to play it, because I'll be able to play it with the boys at the same time. It's one of those games, these Yoshi's World games. They've taken a lot of creative license with, and this one literally, as you're playing it, Yoshi looks like he's made out of yarn, and he's going through, and like all of the backgrounds look like it's been done, like it's out of cardboard and stuff, like sitting on a table. So you like will walk through, and you'll like the table flips around, you can see what's on the back. It looks like you're playing something that a kid created on, with crafting stuff. And I'm just like, that just looks so fun. I can't, and it's a Nintendo game, so it's going to be fun. So, but yeah, I can't wait for that one to come out later on this year. That's going to be fun. So, Ray, what's your next one?
Well, we were talking about horror movies. It Chapter 2.
Boom, on my list.
I have to.
Mine too.
That one. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, I'm sold for number 2, and I'll be going to the theater without somebody because she's not into it at all. I said that if she can get through Stranger Things, she would enjoy it,
and I don't believe him at all.
The creepy, scary stuff in it is very similar to what you're getting. It's not like gross out horror or anything like that. It's creepy, weird. So.
It's not like a horror movie in that sense, right? Like
no, it's not.
And it's set. It has such a Stranger Things feel to it. I really enjoyed it.
I did too.
It's next level to Stranger Things, but if you can watch Stranger Things, you can watch this one.
I know.
There's a movie to that. I'm too big. I screech like a octave above hearing. It's so bad.
I hate jump scares. I'm such a sucker for them, and I fall for them every single time, and I yell with a swear word usually, and I don't want to do that in the middle of a theater and be like, fuck.
Well, I know.
I don't want to do that.
So I want to go to the theater with you and Sean. I'll sit in the middle, and I'll hold you both and make sure you're both okay.
Good deal.
I know Tasha's afraid of basically anything scary, movies like that. She jumps at anything.
Yeah.
And I got her to watch that, and it was on a rainy day. It was dark, late, so really set the ambiance, and like every little thing that you would think would cause a little bit of a startle. Yeah, it did for her. Me.
Nothing phases you, though.
It did not get a reaction. Nothing out of that movie got a reaction as far as, like a jump scare or even like a startling part of it. But I just thought it was extremely well done. Those kids actually acted their fucking asses off.
Hell yes.
And yeah, that was a great remake.
Yes. Especially if you compare it to the one that came out, the miniseries.
Yeah, Tim Curry, and that's still a classic. But this movie put it to shame. So,
yep,
absolutely agree. Chris, what's your next one?
I'm kind of surprised that Ray didn't have this one. The new season of the Grand Tour.
Oh yeah, totally forgot.
So he got me hooked on this show. when it was on the BBC. So Jeremy Clarkson,
James May,
and then Richard
Hammond.
Thank you.
Are just this wonderful, beautiful, ridiculous trifecta of British humor, and I can't. I love them so.
I love Top Gear.
Remember it.
The American version of Top Gear sucks balls compared to the British version.
And then the British version, it was not good either. It's not the same.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I get like a little car chubby for fucking the British Top Gear, so.
Well, it's also British, so you know.
Yeah, you know my.
I love their relationship with each other, the way that they talk to each other. Just it's genuine and it's not put on, and it's so fun to watch. And when they quit Top Gear and anything new after that,
I was so disappointed when the whole thing went down, and Top Gear was going to be Top Gear was done because Clarkson was done, and anyway, so thanks to Amazon, you've got the Grand Tour.
Yes,
they've got a huge budget. They're blowing it every time,
like massive, huge, stupid budget, and they know it, and they just like one up each other like every time.
I downloaded the Waze map app to my phone just because you can get
Clarkson.
Yes.
Yeah, you can get Clarkson and May.
Yeah.
To direct your travel. So I was like,
he's just.
I got to do that.
There's nothing funnier to me than a grumpy British guy. I love it.
He nails it. For sure.
He's super grumpy. Him and James May. It's beautiful. They're so great.
And then Hammond being all happy.
And then Hammond's happy. Yeah, I love it.
Sean, what's your next one?
I'm going to go with Orville Season 2.
Still haven't watched it yet, but I've heard so much good stuff. In fact, my dad came in tonight and asked me again, have you started on the Orville? And I'm like, not yet. I promise I will.
Oh, such an awesome show.
It's on my list. I didn't grab the DVDs when I was over there.
Yeah, you forgot it.
Yeah. That's okay. I took your money instead.
I took your money first.
Well, yeah, but I got it back.
Yeah, like I said, it's on my list. I've just got to sit down and watch it. So, what I need to do is next time I log on to Hulu,
episodes, so it doesn't take long to watch.
Okay, yeah, I need to next time I'm on Hulu, I just need to go ahead and jump over and put it on my watch list so that it's there, so that I'm like, it stays, forefront of my mind to go back and watch it. So,
would it be all right for the kids to watch?
My kids all watched it. They loved it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So that's maybe the new thing we should get. Yeah.
There's a couple, there's sex scenes in it. The first friggin' episode, the captain walks in on his wife as she's screwing an alien who's Rob Lowe in a blue suit.
Oh, hey now.
It doesn't count if it's an alien.
He ejaculates at his forehead. But you get over that.
We're also talking about sex on a broadcast network. So it's sex, but it's not. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
But no, my kids absolutely loved it. Willie was on the floor laughing at points.
Aww.
Patrick and Catherine couldn't wait to watch it.
Oh, good.
All right, it's on the list.
Good deal. Jay, what's your next one?
Mine is Punisher Season 2.
Oh.
So, my love of the Punisher. So,
yeah.
And just really, Netflix was. I don't give a shit what people said. I enjoyed The Defenders. I enjoyed Iron Fist.
So you were the one.
Yes.
From what I've heard, you were the one. I haven't watched it, so I'm not going to make any commentary on it, but yeah.
They could have, as far as playing Danny Rand, the guy was good. They could have at least taught him how to fight a little bit more. Because, it was blatantly obvious. Every time that a fight scene broke out, they were doing some kind of camera angle so you could not get a glimpse of who was actually doing the fighting. But, I enjoyed those shows. I enjoyed The Punisher whenever he showed up in Daredevil Season 2. The first season of The Punisher was I loved it. I enjoyed it, and
it was really good.
The trailer for the season 2 just looked badass. I don't care what people say about, the Jigsaw's not, scarred enough, and he don't look like he did in the comics. And he said the whole time that they weren't focusing on the physical scars. There's going to be a lot of focus on the mental scars of what Frank did to him, as far as fucking up his face because he's a pretty boy, and then he basically lost everything that he had. As the company, his looks, Frank was his best friend, so lost all that, and so it's going to be focusing more on the mental scars and pieces falling apart, not just the physical, and I'm fine with that.
That sounds awesome, actually.
So yeah, and I think that actually, what's today? That drops tomorrow.
Does it?
So yeah, the 19th, or no, today.
No, it would be today, dude.
Yeah, the 18th. So yeah, I got every Sunday, Monday, or Saturday, Sunday, Monday off. So yeah, I think I might binge watching some Punisher.
Hell, I'm surprised when you realized it was out. You didn't already like. Well, I'll see y'all later. Click.
Yeah, in an episode. See you guys later.
Yeah. My next one is I've been waiting for this movie to come out for a while. I did not catch it when it first came out in theaters, and everyone could not believe, of all people, why I had not seen it until after it had hit, the rental market. But Zombieland 2.
Yep.
We're getting the cast back together, and not only are we getting the cast back together, we're getting Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd.
Oh.
What? I don't know how that's going to work, but okay, I'm down for it. I fucking love Zombieland. And like I said, I cannot believe I didn't see it when it came out. It just somehow or another, it was on my radar. I just never got a chance to go see it for whatever reason. And then when I finally did see it, I was like, oh my God, this is genius.
I still haven't even seen a trailer for it.
They haven't really shown anything yet. They just announced the other day, or a couple weeks ago, that Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray were going to have cameos in, and I'm like, all right, done, in.
Yeah, no, I'm in when they announced it. It was on my list. Because, I love Zombieland. It was
so good. Ray, what's your next one?
I'm going to be going to see this on Thursday, so Glass. I am interested. I can't wait to see it. I know that there's supposedly a twist at the end. I'm trying to stay away from all spoilers.
Hopefully it's a twist.
Hopefully it's a good twist.
And stay away from Rotten Tomatoes. That site fucking sucks. I mean,
I've come to the realization that if it's a movie that I'm interested in, like Bumblebee, right? I'm going to go watch it. I'm going to see if I like it or not and make my own opinion. Because there's been some movies that people are like, oh, you have to see this movie. And when I go see it, it's like, yeah, not really.
Yep.
And there's other times where, like Bumblebee, like I know a couple of guys were saying that they didn't want to go see it. And I went and saw it. I'm so glad I did. So.
Yep. It was a good one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, absolutely. I still have not seen Split, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to sit down. I really, honestly, it's been over a decade since Unbreakable was out, and I'm like, I remember the general stuff in the movie, but I don't really remember the movie. And I'm like, I need to just sit down and watch it, and then watch Split, and then I need to go watch Glass, and do it, give it the proper superhero treatment like we do with a lot of other movies. When we the new Star Wars comes out, time to go watch them all again. And
So I went and I watched Unbreakable the other day, and I now have to sit and watch Split.
Good deal.
I think you're going to be watching that with me. So I'll just have to watch that one probably tomorrow night.
It's been like a really long time since I've watched a scary movie, so I think I'm just like convinced I can't.
You're done. Oh, I've done that. I've done that.
Can it be Care Bears?
Please.
Chris, what's your next one?
Season 5 of Grace and Frankie on Netflix.
Oh my God, Christy will be so excited.
I love it. It dropped today.
It did?
Yes, it did. So I haven't watched it yet, but I love that show. If I'm half as cool as Lily Tomlin when I'm that old, that'll be awesome. She's so cool.
You're getting close.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I just really like the show, and am excited to see where they keep taking the characters.
Just got to smoke more weed, apparently.
Now that it's legal.
Yeah. Oh.
Sorry, I had to text Christy that real quick to let her know.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hold on.
I was like, oh, hey, listen, by the way, this is out. There you go.
Yeah.
So you are welcome. Sean, what's your next one?
I'm going to go with the game this time. Anthem. We were talking about it a little bit earlier, but yeah, I've been waiting for this one for like a year and a half since they announced it.
Mm-hmm.
So trailers are looking really cool. I'm worried that it's like the storyline and all that's going to be like really super short.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that. Titanfall kind of did that to me. I enjoyed the gameplay, but there just wasn't enough to it. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's going to happen with Anthem because they're really touting this open world system, and it's a lot more like Destiny thing. Yeah, mech suits. Oh, can't wait.
Good deal. Yeah, when I was looking up all the games coming up this coming year, it was top of the list for a lot of those lists I saw. Jay, what's your next one?
I'm gonna go with Dark Phoenix.
Oh, that was on my list.
So.
Yep.
I'm so burned by the X-Men movies. I don't know. You know what? It's gonna be one of those things that like I'm gonna sit back and listen to my friends, and if my friends say go see it, then I'll give it a shot.
I mean, Age of Apocalypse. They could have done Apocalypse better.
Yeah.
I mean, they couldn't really. I don't think they could have done them like the comic or the cartoon. They did all right with it. I mean, it wasn't, I'm not going to take a piss on it. It wasn't that bad, but I mean, I watched it. I enjoy it. I still watch it if I see it on. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I'm kind of interested to see where they take the Phoenix story, and the fact that they don't even mention X-Men at all in this. So
that's true. It's the last Fox X-Men movie, right? So
yep. Now, from a lot of things that I've read and people giving their little insights about it, it seems like they're going to kind of portray Professor X as the bad guy in this, as far as
the trailer kind of leads to that.
Yeah, how he's just kind of basically stunted Jean Grey all these years to kind of control and subdue her and everything else, and it's because of that. Whenever the Phoenix comes out, it's a bigger problem.
Yeah, well, it'll be curious to see where they go with it because it's supposed to be an entity from Spidey's, right? Like it's
yeah.
See where it goes. I'm gonna go see it obviously at some point. I heard there was a rumor. I obviously they are going to release it in theater, but there was a rumor that they were just going to release it on their new streaming service instead of releasing it in the theater. But I think it'll be one of the first movies you see on Disney's streaming service. Just to, yeah. Anyway.
Do what?
Oh yeah, New Mutants. Yeah.
That'd be right up your alley. It looks too scary for me, but
that fucking looked awesome. And both of them have Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones alumni. God damn it, I can't talk.
Yep.
Sophie Turner and Maisie Williams.
The next one on my list, we're up to 8. I'm actually going to run out of my list before we get to the final round, but that's fine. Because someone may even pick the last one. But I'm going to go with this trailer just dropped. Men in Black International. I like the take they're going with this. What's funny is when this trailer dropped, a lot of people in the Ghostbusters community were like, "Can this be what we get?" Like, We like this idea of it branching out and seeing what would happen. So, if the franchise were to have kept going and branched out and seeing other stories, maybe, in the same universe, or whatever. So, yeah, when they came out, and of course, everyone was like, yeah, that also is a Sony movie. Sony, can you help us here, guys? Like, can you take a page from some of your other stuff? But, and then, of course, we got this new thing and everyone's just all, buzzing about that. But yeah, I did not see Men in Black 3. I heard it was all right.
It's fine. It's a good movie. It's all right.
Yeah. So
it actually
ties
together with the other ones really, really well.
That's what I heard.
You know what?
Josh
Brolin's depiction. Oh my God, he nailed that character.
That's what I heard.
Oh yeah, he's totally a younger version of Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
Very end of MIB 3 makes you look at MIB 1 and 2 in a totally different way. I'm not going to spoil it for you.
Yeah. Please don't. I may have to go back and watch it now.
That was a really good ending.
Yeah.
To number 3.
It was one of those holy shit kind of moments.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all are selling me on this. I may have to go back and watch it. So, yeah. So that was my second to last one. Ray, what's your number 8 or 8th one? However we want to put it.
Okay, I'm going to throw this out there just because I know I was shitting on DC earlier, so I'll throw it out there. Joker. I'm hopeful that there's a story there. They've got a good potential, but I just hope they don't shit the bed with it.
I'm interested to see the casting is interesting enough.
Yeah, it could be a turd.
It's interesting that they cast Joaquin Phoenix in it because he is the kind of actor who can go that far, just like Heath Ledger did. Like he can go there, and it's believable. Not like with Jared Leto, where he was was
just trying to be like an asshole.
Yeah, it's believable at all. Like Joaquin Phoenix is that kind of guy who can. He disappears in his role, so you can kind of believe it.
I don't like Joaquin Phoenix. I never have.
He's so ass, but he's a really good actor.
There's just something about him. I don't like watching him in movies. It's just something about the guy I guess bothers me.
It's all good.
And that's fair. I'm curious. I don't know where it's going to go. We'll see what happens.
What is that I'm hearing?
The dog.
Does he need to go out?
He's trying to kill a
toy.
A toy. Oh, okay.
He's super,
All right, there you go. Sorry.
Chris, what's your next one?
I'm going to pick a book. It's already out, but I don't know when I'll be reading it. It's called The Optimistic Environmentalist. It's by David R. Boyd. And there's been, especially with this whole 10 years later challenge that's happening on Instagram, especially with celebrities who post pictures 10 years apart just to see the difference or whatever. But there's been a lot, especially in the environmental community, of glaciers melting, deforestation, bleaching corals and stuff. So it's really depressing, and you're like, well, just fuck it, let's light it all up in fire. So to find a book that's a little bit more hopeful is nice. It's nice. So I'm really excited to read that and maybe feel a little bit more optimistic about our future.
May I recommend The Rational Optimist?
Okay.
Because it does get pretty heavy, but he does pull in some facts and stuff, and a lot of it. Granted, he says he's done all the research on it. Of course, everyone says they've done the research.
Yeah.
Some of it does kind of contradict a lot of some of the more popular stuff, but like he points out the fact that he's like, yes, deforestation is happening. There are fewer. The forest in these areas are smaller, but the overall number of trees is the highest it's ever been on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, but we don't want to look at that. We just want to look at the forest in general. They're like, but if we count each individual one, it's actually not so bad. And I'm like, so anyway, you might want to check that out sometime.
Yeah.
So
I'm writing it down.
Cool.
Yeah. Sean, what's your next one?
I'm going to go with book 4 from the Bobaverse series for Audible.
Ooh.
Is that coming out this year?
Out?
I was just reading the blog. I think it'll got it written.
Holy shit, yes.
And it's Search for Bender.
I was wondering where they were going to go, and I love this idea of maybe not saying flash forward. I'd like to see them explore other stuff. That's hell yes.
Oh, I like that.
Awesome.
Mindbender.
Yeah. Yes.
That one, favorite series, hands down, I've got from Audible.
So good.
It's definitely in my top. Yep.
Yeah.
So,
and hopefully they get the same voice actor because
he nailed it.
Oh yeah.
Ray Park.
Yes.
I believe.
Yeah.
I just started listening to a new book today, Earth Core, and it's Ray Park.
Oh, nice.
And I'm just get comfortable in my seat because you're so used to his voice. And
yep.
when I hear a book that isn't him, it kind of throws me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've gotten that way. There are some books I have started reading or listening to just because the voice talent is like.
That's how I found this book because I searched narrator.
Yeah.
And I just went for all the Ray Park books.
And I'm so glad they allow, number one, they allow it. Number two, that they recognize that it's not, you're not just looking for books by their genre. You're not just looking for books for their writer. Like the narrators have become their own thing unto themselves. And it totally if you find a good narrator, they can take an average book and turn it into something really good.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, Jay, what's your next one?
All right. So my next one, and it was kind of narrowing it down between a couple I had left here. Paradise PD season 2.
I've seen the ads for it. I haven't watched it though.
Oh, it is very crude and funny, and yeah, it's just fucking hilarious. God, I'm blanking on the dog's name.
Brickleberry, Jay?
No, I have not watched Brickleberry. I got it on my list, but
watch Brickleberry because basically Paradise PD is a direct ripoff of Brickleberry. It's the same voices and they've changed the characters around to put them in a different situation. Brickleberry actually came out first, and then same producers and all that made Paradise PD.
Well, I actually first heard of Paradise PD from I know his last name's Kincaid. He's the voice of the dog on Paradise PD. I think his first name's Tim, if I'm thinking correctly. But I just turn on whenever I'm cooking dinner or whatnot. I'll turn on Pandora to like comedy, and he's always like his comedy stuff always pops up, and he's hilarious as hell. And he was doing like a little snippet interview and talking about doing a voice on Paradise PD. So it made me check it out, and yeah, it was like Big Mouth, just fucking a little funny gem to find there.
You'll definitely love Brickleberry. It is so funny. Instead of a dog, they have a bear. It takes place in a national park, Brickleberry. The police chief in Paradise PD is like the head ranger in Brickleberry, who's voiced by Tom Kenny. That's SpongeBob. And when I knew that, like now every time I listen to it, I'm like thinking it's SpongeBob talking in an angry voice. It makes it so much funnier, even though it's already funny. But
I'll definitely have to check that one out too.
Very cool. This is technically our 9th round. I know I said 10 rounds, but I have actually gotten through my entire list of like 18 things because everyone, there were a lot of shared things. The last thing that I had on my list is scheduled to come out this year. We'll see if it actually makes it this year because it will be on the Disney streaming service, which we still don't have a release date for, but The Mandalorian. We've only seen one picture. But oh my God, we're finally getting a Star Wars live action TV show. And of all the things to pick to run with, hell yes. I am totally down for a gunslinger Western set with a Mandalorian. That just is perfect.
Yeah, I'm interested in that one. We'll see. Again, with only one picture, it's hard to tell how this series is going to go, but you have to have faith in it, right? Because the production will be behind it. So yeah.
Yeah. So that is the last thing on my list. Ray, what's your next one?
Well, I'm gonna go with True Detective. Season 3 comes out. I guess they've already released 2 episodes.
They've already released 2 episodes, and everything that I've heard thus far is a return to season 1.
Yeah, yep. And I'm game. I guess there's 3 different timelines that you're following. So a couple of guys at work were telling me that I start watching it. So because I started to try watch season 2 and I just couldn't get into it.
I think I only made it through the first episode. I couldn't watch it.
Yeah, it was the first or second episode. And I was like, yeah, you know what? It's not the same because the first one was so good.
So good.
Mm-hmm. And so it's good to see that this is kind of returning back to its roots.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Chris, what's your next one?
It came out on January 1st, and I binge watched it, I think, in 2 days. Tidying Up with Marie Kondo.
It's on my list. I keep telling Christy we're going to watch it, but she's been watching other stuff, and I've been super busy, but I totally want to watch this.
There's only 8 episodes. There has been an actual visible uptake in donations to secondhand and charity shops because
that's awesome.
Yes. So I love it because, we live in a small home, so clutter kind of happens quickly, but we also have to be very cautious about what we bring in. So I've heard of this method a few years ago, and I was like, I didn't quite get what the whole spark joy thing meant, and I'm like, that's a little hokey. But when you watch her, and she's so teeny tiny, she's only 4'8", and it's just this tiny wee Japanese woman coming in, and she's just, she's so cute. She's got an interpreter, everything, but the way she does it, she says hello to the house, and she takes a moment, and she's very patient with everybody, and she's no judging. Like, you can tell that there's no judgment with her. She's just happy to be there and happy they're going through this process. And yeah, it's super cute, and I love it. I loved watching it. It just made me so happy.
I've heard so many people on different podcasts and stuff who are really, they're loving this movement of what we're referring to now as the low stakes reality show. Mm-hmm. Things like this, things like Nailed It, things like the Great British Bake Off, where it's like the only stakes are pride. Like there's no, I'm going to compete for $1 million and I have to outcompete everyone else. And they're like, no, like I'm going to come help you if you need help. We just want to show off and show what we can do and have fun. And everyone's like, hell yeah, I'm down for this. Yeah.
It's a very uplifting, very nice show, and it does make I want to refold everything in the house. So, got to refold it. Have to. I'm looking at the drawers, and especially the kids' drawers, because they have little dressers. And I'm just like, I have to fold this in a rectangular, stack it. I need boxes, and my junk drawer is getting like, I did our nightstand, our side table, and the tops of the built-ins already, and I'm just like, I'm going to do the whole house. It's on my goals for this month. To KonMari the whole house. Yes.
Damn. Okay. We'll go for it, lady. Sean, what's your next one?
I'm going with Discovery Season 2. I get to see Spock. Like, I know the first season was kind of, and this time they're like, CBS is actually paying for it because they didn't pay for one. So this is kind of a make or break season. They really need to pick up.
The trailer and the special effects for it are damn good, and I'm like, wow, this is nice. Like, I may have to check this out.
It's they have the potential to be really, really good. However, now that you're having more Star Trek series coming out, because you got the cartoon, you got Picard series coming out, and all that kind of thing, they may look at, okay, you didn't do that good. Goodbye, because we got other stuff that we can try. So they really got to step up this time.
Yeah, and it's one of those things. It's there's no choice. Like if it's the only Star Trek you've got, you're like, well, it doesn't really matter how good it is. At least we got something. And if you start getting some decent stuff out, you're like, well, we don't really need this. Like,
yep. So,
which is nice. That I've been a Trekkie. Honestly, the last time I was really Trekkie was TNG. Like, I tried to get into DS9. I never could. My mom and my brother loved it. Loved that entire series. I didn't get into anything after that, but I've liked the movies. And I've always liked that. I've always liked that story and that world and that universe. So I'm glad to see, because it's definitely it's not an IP I ever wanted to see die. I never wanted to see Star Trek die. I always was like, we need something, guys. We put out something to keep the fans going, because if not, like freaking Ghostbusters. The only reason Ghostbusters was still around was because there were diehard fans that dressed up and did conventions and stuff for so long. And thank God we're finally getting, we got the 2016 movie, love it or hate it, and it re-sparked interest. And now we're getting another movie and a cartoon series and all this other stuff. And I'm like, you got to keep producing stuff. You just got to keep doing it. Because if not, like, when was the last time you ever heard anyone talk about like Flash Gordon? It doesn't happen, so.
I think Ted 2. That was.
Oh.
Wasn't there actually a Flash Gordon series like a couple of years ago?
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it, but
no one did. Jay, what's your next one? Hello? Oh, he's muted.
Oh, he's muted.
Something may be going on.
Oh, sorry. No.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah. So I forgot that I muted it.
No problem.
The next one is actually Us. The trailer. There's a family. They go on vacation, like on a beach. And when they're out in their house, I guess it's like kind of secluded in the woods. There's like another kind of evil, demented family, looks identical to them.
I've heard about this. Yeah,
stalking them. I'm trying to. What is the movie that the director did? Damn it! It just came out. Get Out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I just heard about this on a podcast, and they were talking about how they're big horror fans, and they were really interested in it.
Yeah, it looks just creepy as fuck, and that's what I'm looking for, something creepy as fuck. So yeah, that's on my list. Other than that one trailer, don't have a lot of information about that one.
All right, like I said, I don't have another one. So Ray, you got another one to throw out there for your last one?
Yeah, I've got a couple more. Because I figured this was going to happen. So I'm going to go with. Do you have any more?
I got one more.
You got one more. Okay,
go
so
ahead, though. You run yours off.
So Survivor is starting up their 38th season.
Yay!
It's a staple in this house. We have to watch it. We have a lot of fun watching it. I think this one's going to be a harder one to watch and to get into because certain characters are not on it anymore. And I say characters, there's certain people, right, that are not on it anymore. So we may have to come to terms with it's a new cast.
I don't want to.
That being said, there are a couple of returning players anyway.
Yes.
So curious how they do and how there's new twists and turns in it. And I do like that they've changed the game enough a couple of times where it makes it interesting. So,
yes.
And it's still enjoyable. So
very cool. Chris, what's your last one?
Okay, so this is my last one. It's another book. It came out last year, and I have it. I bought it. I just haven't read it, so I'm going to read it this year. It's called The Minimalist Home by Joshua Baker, and just sort of refresh and renew my energy for minimalism and tackle it in the house and our lives and just sort of get revitalized again with it, because living, I mean, you fill the space you have. And so managed, and we've been here for 5 years, and we've managed through renovations and just living in general to accumulate a lot of stuff, and the stuff that was once purposeful isn't anymore, and just sort of reevaluate and just sort of, get that spark again. So, and it's a really quick, it's just a little book too. It's not that thick. So hopefully it's a quick read.
Anybody that's building, like a shed that might need some material.
We got some stuff.
Okay then.
Just
John, what's your last one?
And I still have a lot on my list. Let's see.
We may have time for just to like mention some honorable mentions in a second.
Okay.
The last one on my list before the mentions, Masters of the Universe.
I'm interested.
I have to see it. They haven't even announced any cast yet.
Yep.
It's come out this year, but still.
Which is the kind of concerning.
It's got to be better than the last one.
What was wrong with that?
I love that cartoon, so watching that show was like, there's nothing here other than the names.
Yeah. Have you watched? There's it's not The Toys That Made Us. There's another documentary on Netflix about it, and talking about the stuff in that movie. Like, I feel bad. I don't feel bad for like Dolph Lundgren. I'm like, man, you did everything you could with it. Like, thank you for doing what you did. But you were so behind the 8 ball on that one. You could not have done anything else with it. So.
That's like the only movie that he could take his kids to see that had him in it.
Yeah.
That was the one that he was proud of because he could actually take his kids to see.
And that broke my heart when he said that too. Yeah. I was like, oh, dude, man, damn.
Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah.
But I got a lot of hope for it, and I know I'm going to go to the theater to see it. So, yeah.
Jay, what's your last one?
I got 2 that I'll throw out there. One is Pet Sematary.
Yes.
That looks so much creepier than the original.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the original wasn't, bad. It came out when I was little, or a lot younger. And I like that one. And this one just steps up the creep factor a lot more. Mm-hmm. So that looks pretty good. And one is a video game, and it's just basically remastered, but Battletoads.
Oh, yes. That was on a lot of lists I saw, too.
I fucking love Battletoads and the fact that they're just remastering it.
Okay, but are they fixing the racing mechanic? Because, dear God.
Please, they have to fix it.
I don't know. I'm assuming that they're going to, but...
Because I'm with you. Battletoads was awesome. I loved playing it, but that drove
No
me.
one did. Yeah, like honestly, they should release 2 versions of it. They should let you go to that stage and be like, do you want to play with the original or do you want to play with the fixed? And just so you can have both.
Yeah, I hated the original so bad.
Yeah. That stage is just so hard. So,
it's Nintendo hard.
Yeah. All right, well, that is it. That is our list of 10 each. Like I said, we'll just go through really, really quickly. But if you have any honorable mentions you want to throw out there, Ray.
Yep. So I saw they're making an animated Addams Family movie that's coming out later this year. Mm-hmm. I'm interested. We'll see what happens. It looks like there's a decent cast attached to it. Devil May Cry 5 is coming out this year, which... I've been away from the series for a while, but Devil May Cry is always a good game. Doom Eternal is coming out this year, which again, I loved Doom way back, but we'll see where that one goes. Gears of War 5 is coming out as well. Might have to get that one because it's Xbox exclusive. And then the last one is Ori and the Will of the Wisps. That game actually looks really good, and it's one that I think Ben will be able to play. So, and it'll be an Xbox exclusive as well. So, curious about that one, and that's what I've got. So,
very cool. Chris, did you have anything else you wanted to throw in?
Nope.
All right, Sean, any other honorable mentions?
I've got Rocket Man. After seeing Bohemian Rhapsody, loving it. I'm really interested in seeing how they do with Rocket Man. Aladdin, I didn't think it would make the list, but it was down there, and I'm just curious to see how they do with not Lion King, because to me that's still an animated friggin' movie, but Aladdin.
Yeah.
Ad Astra. Now there hasn't been any trailers for it yet, but it's Brad Pitt, Tommy Lee Jones. Tommy Lee Jones gets sent to Neptune to find alien life. Brad Pitt, his son, goes after him 20 years later to find out what happened. It's supposed to be real science fiction. Or seeing that one. And the last one I have is Tom Clancy's The Division 2. I really enjoyed the first one. Division 2 coming.
Cool.
I don't know if I'm gonna have time to play it, but it's coming out.
Jay, did you have any other honorable mentions?
Not that I could think of. Not that I'd put down.
I almost forgot Jennifer. And in fact, I didn't think about it until you mentioned Rocket Man. Jennifer actually sent us her list. Her list was Star Wars, Rocket Man. She had Lion King, Dumbo, and Aladdin on there. Dumbo, the trailer for Dumbo just already broke my heart watching it. I'm just like,
I can't watch it. No.
Oh my god, I don't think I can watch that.
The first one, that's yeah, I can't.
Yeah. Lego Movie 2, Toy Story 4, and she said since she's going to get to go this year, South by Southwest, and she said, and of course she has to throw in Epically Geeky Expo. Technically not media, but whatever, it's there. So there you go. That is it for our show this week, ladies and gentlemen. The only thing we have left is our picks and pans. Would anyone like to go first?
Sure, why not?
All right, Ray, what you got for us, dude?
Well, went out to get some wood there the other day and saw that my neighbor had a motorcycle kind of tipped over in the trailer, and came back to the house and looked at Chris.
This is gonna haunt me forever.
I gotta ask him. I gotta go ask him what he wants for it. And she said, "You're not getting it." And I said, "Well, let's see how much she wants for it. You can get it if it's free," is what she said. So I walked over there and I said to the guy, my neighbor, "I see the motorcycle tipped over the trailer. Are you getting rid of it?" He's like, "Yeah, well, it needs some work, and I gotta get it." I go, "Well, how much are you looking for it?" Now, he'd thrown out his back trying to get this thing into the trailer. So he looks at me, he's like, "You get out of the trailer, it's yours." So
he got it out of the stupid trailer, so now he has a bike.
When you say she said you could have it for free, I'm like, there's no fucking.
He got it.
So, helped him out, got it off the trailer. I've got a tarp over it now, and it's proud new owner of a late 70s, early 80s Honda Goldwing that is going to be turned into a cafe racer.
That is awesome, dude. I have no interest in racing, but riding a bike or anything, but that is awesome.
Sorry.
You're not sorry. No, that's
I'm
the thing. He's not sorry.
That's
what did you say when he came back and said, "I got it for free"?
He's like, so guess who now owns a bike or something like that? I'm like, you are fucking kidding me. Seriously?
I think she regretted as soon as she said you can have it if you can get it for free.
Yeah. Thinking that it was a total POS and that Bill was taking it to the records or he had somebody that was going to take it or whatever, not thinking that Bill's a little bit on my shit list right now, so.
That's hilarious.
It's a nice little bike.
It needs work.
It needs so much work, and I know it's going to be years before.
It's going to be a while before I get it going, but
and you know what? And that's fine. It just becomes a project you work on, over time.
Exactly. So. That's the plan.
It's his little project.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Very cool. Chris, what is your pick or pan for the week?
Oh, I have 3, and they're all picks. So I finally watched Ralph Breaks the Internet. It was really cute.
It was cute.
I haven't seen it yet. I've got to see it.
It was cute. And then last Friday, Ray had to talk me into going to see Into the Spider-Verse, and I loved it. It was
so good.
It's probably one of the best animated movies I've ever seen. And it's so good. I loved the soundtrack. And it was just, I really liked it. I don't know much about Spider-Man in general. I have the gist like about everybody else. But I really, really liked it. And I got enough of it that it made sense to me.
That's one of the things I loved about the movie is that if you know just the very basics about Spider-Man, you can go watch it and enjoy it. And the more you the more you know about Spider-Man, the more you get out of it. Like it was so good.
It was really, really good.
I like that Sony actually made fun of themselves.
Yes.
Good on them for making fun of themselves.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely. The whole dance part, we don't talk about that. Great. So good.
Yes. I like that. And then Logan turned 13 on Tuesday. So
yay!
We have a teenager in the house. And it's weird, but she's just this cool person. I really love her, and she's just awesome. And she's turning out to be such a cool individual, and I want to be kind of her when I grow up. Like, it's awesome. I really like being around her and being in her company, and she's just a really cool kid. And having her be 13 is kind of a trip, and yeah, it's awesome.
Good deal.
And she's having a sleepover tomorrow night, and I don't know how I feel about that because there's going to be 3 extra people in our house.
3 girls.
3 girls, and it's
12, 13s. Oh.
You'll survive. It's all good.
Yeah.
Y'all are cool parents, so you will survive. So
we'll see.
Yeah.
Sean, do you have a pick or pan for the week?
Well, I got a couple picks in a pan. 2 of them are linked. I had my guys' weekend. I celebrated
awesome.
my 40th birthday.
Oh, awesome.
These guys, their minimum is a couple hours away, and one guy is like 7.5 hours away. So, but I grew up with them. Like 2 of them I started in grade 1 with, and the other guy in university. They were my best men, MC at my wedding and all that. But we see each other like once a year. So
I understand.
The pick was that they got up here, but it sucks when they have to leave. So that's the pan.
Yeah.
But we had a blast. It was so nice. Kind of recharge your batteries. My other pick is I started writing again. I haven't done that in a long time. The last time I was writing was back in 2011 when I was doing Pain Poppers. I don't know if Chris and Ray may remember them. Blogspot.
Yeah, a bit. Yep.
It was a long time ago, but yeah, I used to love writing. I even for the last years, like I'd come up with an idea and I'd like jot it down and I'll get back to it. But it was like, I can't write a novel, but I mean, I can do a short story or something like that. So just felt really good. It was fun to do it again. So
nice.
Hopefully I can finish a story anyway.
That's cool.
That's very cool, dude. Jay, do you have a pick or pan for the week?
Yeah, I'll do a couple picks. One is a movie I watched on Netflix. The Night Comes for Us. It's a Korean martial arts movie. If you like The Raid.
Okay.
It's got a lot of the same actors in it. I believe the same director. It's a pretty badass movie. Same type of fighting, same type of gore, as far as the physicality. So it was a good movie. My other pick is Peppermint.
Oh.
Which Jennifer Gardner. It's basically just female Punisher. Family gets killed at a carnival, and she disappears for a few years, comes back, and is a vigilante and just starts taking them out. And yeah, it's just female version of the Punisher. So, but it was actually pretty damn good. So that'd be my other pick there.
Very cool. I'm going to throw in 2 real quick as well. The first one is Super Smash Brothers on the Ultimate on the Switch. I'm having fun playing it with my boys, unlocking the characters. There's another mode in it where you kind of get to go through and you're also unlocking the characters and other stuff as well, but it puts you up through these random fights. And I was like, man, this is kind of like an adventure game. This is going to get boring after a while because I'm just fighting. But like you go to a fight and it's like, okay, well, you're going to fight 3 of the other character and the ground is electrified, or you're going to fight one of the other character and it's like giant version, or we're going to slow time down, or like every hit is worth 3 times the power. And there's all these little variants that they own in these battles, and every battle is different, and it's made it really fun and interesting to play. The other thing that I have to throw out there is a couple weeks ago had some people over to my house to play board games. And one of the board games I got to try is a deck building game called Legendary. It's based in the Marvel universe. Oh my God, it is so much fun. Like I did not know that I would enjoy a deck building game like this, and I had a blast. Like my brother and I are both like, man, the deck is like $50, but one of us is gonna have to pull the trigger on this. This is too much fun. So, but yeah, if you get a chance, check out Marvel Legendary. So, do y'all need to share something or?
We've got some messages from Cyrus on the back channel and on our channel. He's watching the show and he likes Chris's.
I didn't realize I looked like I was from the next generation.
I was going to say that, but I didn't want to.
No, I got this.
I thought Sean would say something too.
I realize.
I live too close to her. I didn't want to make fun of her.
Make fun of me anyway. That's all right.
I don't think it's making fun. I think it looks good. So,
like I like it now more. I just didn't realize that I bought it because I liked it, not because it looked like Star Trek-y, but it's cool now.
And then Saya also says that Jay is his pick for the week. So,
yes.
Well, Jay made it for the whole show.
Yay!
Yeah, stayed awake. Bonus points.
There was an episode or two that I had to mute you because you were snoring, dude.
Yeah, sorry.
No, dude, that job, the previous jobs you've had, dude, we understood. We're like, Jay, all right, Jay's on La La Land, man. Thanks for joining.
Hey, I think I got earned a pass on that with coming on after my surgery.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
What was your pick or pan, Jay? Well, I just had surgery. What the fuck are you doing on here for?
Oh yeah, I remember that one, and I even went back and was rewatching some of them. And God, I was doped up. Man, it was bad. It was just like, yeah.
And yet you could still pull information out of your ass like no one else. It's just like, how do you remember that? Like, I would love to take you to. I went to this trivia night last night, and some of the questions were just like crazy insane. And there were two people that kept thinking. Number one, the Star Wars based stuff, my partner at work would have been phenomenal at. But like just the general stuff, I'm like, if fucking Jay was here, I bet he knows this shit. Like,
I've always wanted to do those, but I don't have friends.
Oh,
yes, you do.
Not that are around here. I mean,
okay, I can maybe understand that, but
so it's all right.
That's okay. I don't have friends around here either.
I have a few. So, well, that is our show for the week, ladies and gentlemen. If you would please give us a 5-star rating on iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Music. It does help out a lot. If you would please also check out our other shows, The Marginally Geeky Show and Sustainably Geeky. You can find us at epicallygeeky.com. We've redone the website. We've got new music. By the way, I did want to say thanks for the new music we had written. Peter Emerson, he's one of the he teaches one of our classes at the high school I work at. And he does phenomenal work. Like he's doing me a big solid on doing this music, because if I had to just pay him straight up like a normal, like we could not have afforded him. Yeah. So thanks a lot for that, Pete. Like I said, you can check us out at epicallygeeky.com. You can also find us at Epically Geeky on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Where can we find you online, Ray?
Instagram, Lake Life Artist. Again, I have not posted for a very long time. However,
motorcycle stuff might be good for that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that would be fun. That being said, with it starting to snow, and with us pretty much done everything outside now that needed to be done, I'm going to have some time here to get back to some oil paintings and also finish up a couple more skateboards. So,
good deal. Very cool. Chris, where can we find you online?
You can find me here on Marginally Geeky and Sustainably Geeky. We just did a show last week.
Yeah.
And we're going to do one in the beginning of February. And you can find me on Instagram at Cedar Birch Cottage.
Do you realize that you and Jennifer are now on more shows on this network than I am? Which, you know what? I'm totally cool with. That's awesome.
Cool. All right, good.
Sean, where can we find you online?
You can find me here.
There you go.
Find me on Facebook, maybe. And I've got the what was it now? You gotta be frigging kidding me. .blogspot.com.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
I might add a bit more to it. We'll see.
All right. Well, let me know if you want me to start linking it on the show notes, so people can find you. Jay, can we find you online anywhere still, dude?
Yeah, on basically yes, Instagram, which is 1JRed, I believe. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, absolutely. And as always, you can follow my individual wacky adventures online on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Optimus Gene. For everyone on the site, have a good night.